Hello, this is the Spanish 1 Unit 2 review. Please make sure that you are completing the required work. Please ask questions if you're in the classroom. Please ask your teacher if you are doing this independently. Please make sure you're communicating with your facilitator and the Spanish teacher that's handling your class and your grade. If you have any questions, you can also ask a question in the comments in the video. Other students may reply, and teachers may reply as well. Of course, follow all Excelsior guidelines in the student handbook as far as student interaction goes, as the same in our online setting as it is in the classroom. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Also, please remember, none of this supersedes the work that you actually have to do for your Spanish course. This is just for review, to summarize everything, put everything together. Of course, I'm assuming you've completed your work and that now you can simply do a short review to prepare for the test, for the unit test for Unit 2. Okay, so first off, we talk about personalities and descriptions. We saw this a little bit last unit as well. Como eres? What kind of person are you? What are you like? Remember, eres is from the verb ser, which means to be in the sense of who or what somebody or something is. So, como eres is what are you like? How are you as a person? Como estás means how are you feeling right now? Como eres is what are you like? And what are you consistently like as a person? And the way you answer is pretty simple. You say soy. Soy means I am, and I am in the sense of this is who I am. So you're going to use this verb ser with things like your origin, your profession, who you are, your name, things like that. So we have adjectives, atrevido, atrevida. Keep in mind that most of these adjectives have a masculine and a feminine version. So when you use them with soy, you have to take into account the speaker's gender. So if you are the one talking, then the adjective you use, the ending used, could change depending on your gender. So always keep that in mind. So soy atrevido or soy atrevida, I'm daring. So for a guy, you would say soy atrevido. If a girl is daring, a woman, she would say soy atrevida. So for those, I have the slash mark here to denote that it could be one or the other. And you'll notice that some do not have that. This is because there is no difference between the masculine and feminine forms for those particular adjectives. So let's look at one. Sociable. Sociable means outgoing. You're outgoing, you're talkative. Reservado, reservada. Again, we have the difference in the masculine and feminine. It's like a reserved person, a shy person, or introverted. Also, you can think of these in terms of opposites or near opposites. You have sociable, outgoing. Reservado, reservada is reserved or quiet or shy, not outgoing. So you can see these as opposites or near opposites. So somebody who you wouldn't describe somebody as both of those, right? Not at the same time anyway. So you wouldn't usually say soy sociable y reservado and that's it, right? You might use something like a veces soy, sometimes. Right? You could say, for example, soy sociable y a veces soy reservada, right? I'm outgoing, but sometimes shy, okay? And I use the word reservada, right? I use the feminine in this example. Soy sociable, right? And then, but for reservado, you might come across reservada, or if you're a girl, you're going to use reservada to describe yourself. Now let's go to gracioso. Gracioso, graciosa. This means funny. Like you're funny, you tell jokes. And the opposite of that might be serio or seria, right? That also has a masculine and feminine equivalent. Serio or seria. Serio, you're a serious person. You're not telling jokes all the time. You're more, or you're less likely to find situations funny, and so on and so forth. Ordenado is organized. Ordenado, and you have the feminine as well. Ordenada, okay, an organized person. And then of course we have its opposite here, desordenado. Okay, it's very good to be able to put these into opposite pairs, and in this list, if they have an opposite, they're listed with that. So you have sociable y reservado, gracioso, serio, ordenado, desordenado. Those are clear opposites. Organized, disorganized, of course they have a feminine equivalent. The next one we have is trabajador, hardworking, and the feminine is trabajadora. So a woman might say soy trabajadora, or you can say no soy trabajador or trabajadora. Its opposite would be perezoso. Perezoso or perezosa. It's lazy, right? You're lazy. So those you can put together as opposites or near opposites. Deportista. Deportista is sports-minded or maybe athletic. Deportista, as you can see, does not have a masculine-feminine difference. Deportista is identical in the masculine and feminine. For example, he is sports-minded would be él es deportista. Or if you're a guy and you're sports-minded, you're athletic, you could say soy deportista. The ista ending does not mean it's feminine. It just is, that's how Spanish expresses that ending. We have a lot of ist words in English, and in Spanish a lot of times they end in ista. Like dentista means dentist, and dentista is the same whether it's a man or a woman. That's a dentist. Okay, next we have artístico, artística, and again these are not necessarily opposites if they're listed together. Artístico is artistic, and of course we have the feminine version. Estudioso and estudiosa, studious. You can almost see that word in there. Estudiar, as we've seen in this unit, means to study. So somebody who is estudioso or estudiosa is a diligent student. They're a good student. They study hard. Inteligente. Inteligente is intelligent. Here notice a 1L, and also it doesn't have a difference between the masculine and the feminine singular. Muy is very, so you can use any of these with muy. Muy atrevido, muy sociable, muy perezoso, or very lazy, muy trabajador. Somebody works very hard, right? An extremely hard worker. Muy artístico, muy estudioso, muy ordenada. A veces is sometimes. So for example, somebody might say, soy desordenado, pero a veces soy ordenado. I'm disorganized, but sometimes I'm organized. And según means according to. So you can say según mi familia, according to my family. A lot of times we have family might have an opinion about you, family members and things like that. Or maybe it's your friends, según mis amigos, right? According to my friends. Maybe you can talk about what your friends say about you. Según mis amigos, soy trabajador. Right? According to my friends, I'm a hard worker. Maybe you don't see yourself as one, but your friends do. So use the word según, according to. Next we have pronouns, pronombres y los artículos, articles. So let's look at the pronouns first. Here they are: yo, tú, él, ella, usted, and these are other ones that you may not have seen yet in this unit, and they should not be tested on, but here they are anyway. Nosotros is we or us, ellos, ellas, ustedes, they, and you all, you guys. Ustedes is plural. We're focusing on these first 3 bullet points here. Yo is I. Tú is you for one person, speaking to one person. And also you're talking to them as a peer, as somebody who's young, somebody you would call by their first name. Even if you don't know their first name, if you knew it, would you call them by that first name? Then we have él, which is he, and ella, which is she, and usted is you, but it's the you that's formal. Somebody that you would normally call by their last name. So this would be like sir or ma'am, right? You would use usted with that. With anybody who is a young person, maybe that you would be on a first name basis with, you're going to use tú. You also use tú for family members and for pets. Okay, so you have yo, I, tú, you, familiar and singular, and then él and ella, he, she, so that's third person, and usted is you, but it's formal. So it's for somebody you would call by their last name would be usted. Okay, the is the definite article. So these groups are the articles. Okay, you have a definite article. Definite means the in English. We have a definite article is the. Well, Spanish uses 4 definite articles because there's a masculine and a feminine, and then there's singular plural. So el, for example, el libro, the book, el libro. But if you have the books, it's plural, so it becomes los libros. Now, la, if something is feminine, let's say, it could be biological, like the girl, okay, la chica. Well, you can also use it for things, right? Everything in Spanish has a gender. It's got to be masculine or feminine. So, for example, light is feminine in Spanish, so you would say la luz, la luz. And if it's the lights, you would say las luces, right? Las luces down here. So we have 4 different words that all mean the. And it depends if the noun is masculine or feminine, and then whether it's singular or plural. So these are our definite articles. Definite, where they're definite because they name a specific one, right? We say the. Do you have the book? Means that I have a specific one in mind, right? So that's why we call it definite. It's defined. Now the indefinite article is just the opposite of that. It's not defined. It's not a specific one. And in English we use the words a and some for singular and plural. So for example, el libro is the book, but un libro is a book. So it's a very different question if you ask somebody if they have the book versus do you have a book, right? It's a different kind of thing. That's what we call indefinite, right? A book just means you have a book no matter what it is. But the book is a specific one I'm talking about. Unos, and you could use unos libros, or we could use the plural there, some books. Una luz, a light, and unas luces, some lights. So those are our indefinite articles. Notice there is a difference between the as a definite article and el as a pronoun. It has a written accent in the pronoun. The pronoun el, the pronoun he, has a written accent there, and the one that means the does not have one. So you'll come across this in Spanish too. The only reason the accent is there is to show that it's a different thing. It's a different word. Los verbos infinitivos, infinitive verbs. The infinitive verbs in English have the word to in front of them usually. To see, to jump, to watch TV, to talk. Those are infinitives. In Spanish, instead of a to before the verb, we put an ending. That's either an AR, an ER, or an IR. All Spanish verbs that are in the infinitive form, that means the to form, like in English we say to talk, etc. All right, everything that's in the infinitive form is going to end one of those 3 ways without exception. So here's our vocabulary. These are important verbs to know. Make sure you know them very well. Hablar por teléfono, of course, means to talk or speak on the phone. Hablar por teléfono. Ver la televisión. And there should be an accent on the O here. Sorry about that. Ver la televisión. There was just autocorrect there. So it should be an accent on that O. Ver la televisión. To watch TV. To watch television. Ir a la escuela is to go to school. So ir means to go. Jugar videojuegos. To play video games. Jugar videojuegos. Pasar tiempo con los amigos. Pasar tiempo, to spend time with friends. And here we have the definite article, right? With the friends, or la escuela, the school. All right, pasar tiempo con los amigos, to spend time with friends. In English, a lot of times we say to hang out with friends, right? So that's really what it means. Although we don't use the verb hang in Spanish, we use the verb to spend time. Pasar tiempo. Montar en monopatín, to ride a skateboard, or montar en bicicleta, to ride a bike. Bailar, to dance. Estudiar, to study. Practicar deportes, to practice sports or play sports. Nadar, to swim. Esquiar, to ski. Escuchar música, to listen to music. Usar la computadora, to use the computer. Notice that some of these we can link with the adjectives, right? Especially with things like estudioso, and we have estudiar. So you can think of combining these with personalities. If somebody is deportista, right? Soy deportista. You might associate that with different verbs that have to do with sports, don't you? Or somebody who is a hard worker, trabajador. Okay, you can look at things that might have to do more with work, like usar la computadora, estudiar, things like that. Or me gusta ir a la escuela, I like to go to school. All right, we'll talk about how to say I like and all that, and you should know, because this is just review, but we'll talk about that too. But you should be able to associate these with different personalities when it's obvious, or ones that it's not. And also know some of the ones that are not either very different or very similar. For example, the sports. There's some that can be put into a sports category. Okay. ¿Qué te gusta hacer? So we were talking about what do you like to do. This is how you ask somebody, what do you like to do? ¿Qué te gusta hacer? The te here refers to tú. And we talked about the pronouns here. The tú means you as familiar. So this would be how you would talk to somebody that you know well. Somebody you would call by their first name. ¿Qué te gusta hacer? What do you like to do? So hacer means to do. And that's another infinitive right there we can see in the ending. ¿Qué te gusta? ¿Qué te gusta hacer? Now you want to be able to reply to that. And you would say, a mí me gusta, right? I like. Or you can simply say, me gusta. If you don't like something, you can put no in front. No me gusta. And if you really don't like it, you can say nada with the verb. No me gusta nada hablar por teléfono. No me gusta nada estudiar. No me gusta nada nadar, right? I don't like swimming at all, etc. No me gusta ni leer ni estudiar. No me gusta ni leer ni estudiar. I don't like to read I neither like to read nor estudiar. So, hard to study. So, ni, before the verbs like that means neither nor, right? I don't like to read, nor do I like to study. ¿Y a ti qué te gusta hacer? This is how you ask the question, what about you, right? ¿Y a ti means what about you? ¿Y a ti qué te gusta hacer? What do you like to do? To ask if somebody likes something, you can say te gusta. Notice how it's addressed to another person, right? Because me gusta means I like. Te gusta means you like, or do you like as a question. Obviously, you can see the question marks there. Te gusta plus an infinitive verb. Te gusta esquiar, te gusta nadar, te gusta ver la televisión. A mí también me gusta. This is how you express the same feelings as somebody else. I like it too. A mí también me gusta. You only use también when you agree with a positive statement. If somebody is saying that they don't like something, you're not going to say me too. You're going to say me neither, which is the next one. A mí no me gusta tampoco. For example, somebody could say, no me gusta estudiar, and then the proper response to that could be, a mí no me gusta estudiar tampoco, as if you're expressing that agreement. But it's negative, you can use tampoco, and if you're expressing in a positive original sentence and you're expressing agreement, you're going to just say también. So también también and tampoco are both agreeing. They are reflecting the same sentiment as the other speaker, but también is for a positive statement and tampoco is for a no statement. Somebody says, no me gusta nadar. You would say, a mí tampoco me gusta nadar. I don't like swimming either. So in English we have the to or also and neither or either. All right? And that's how we use those. So también means also or to with two O's, or tampoco means neither. Yo tampoco, me neither. ¿Qué te gusta más, nadar o esquiar? So be able to answer the question, what do you like to do more? Right? Más is more. Nadar o esquiar, swimming or to ski. And so you would answer this by saying, me gusta más nadar, or me gusta más esquiar. I like swimming better. I like skiing better. Now, going on from that, we're going to have this dialogue format. We were talking about if somebody says this, you can say this, right? You have to be able to recognize that this is a dialogue. This is how it will appear on a test if they have you doing a dialogue. You have lines there indicate somebody's talking, and you're going to have a response with a sentence, and it should ask you what should go in there. So let's look at the question. ¿Y a ti qué te gusta hacer? Now, the question itself will give you a clue, right? What about you? What do you like to do? You would say, me gusta bailar, right? I like to dance. And you're not going to say you don't like to dance because they just asked you what you like to do. So you're not going to say what you don't like to do. You say what you like to do. Me gusta and the verb bailar. So it's seeing how you can give an answer to a question. And that is it for your review for Unit 2. I hope it's helpful to you. Please feel free to add any notes to our comments on the comment area or ask a question. Gracias y buena suerte. Good luck.